Hey guys, welcome to your March videos. Oh my goodness, super excited. A lot going on in March, guys. Pisces season, Aries season. So we have a mixture of these energies. I've got my rose-colored glasses on to talk to you guys today. You know, Pisces. I have my Pisces shirt on because there's a Pisces full new moon today. It happened actually in the morning time. So I'm recording these on the Pisces new moon, and I'm going to be uploading them later on tonight, which I think is cool because, you know, maybe some of the things that we talk about can potentially help you on your new moon journey. So, of course, at the beginning of my video, I want to go through some of the astrology, especially because this month I didn't talk much about that in the videos, which is another thing I want to mention, guys. You know, I like my themes, I like a good theme. And so I'm not sure if you know this, but usually when I record my intro video first, and then I record the monthly videos. This month, I thought it would be very interesting and very Pisces-like, very 12th house-like to record all the videos first and then record my intro video. So what you're watching now is actually after all the videos have been recorded. And I didn't think about it till later that was very symbolic because the 12th house happens after the journey, right? We have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. So we're in the 12th house now, you guys, and we're at the very end of Pisces season. So when you watch these videos, well, for most of you, if you watch them as soon as they're uploaded, I'm uploading these videos towards the ending of Pisces season. You know, I wait till the middle of the month to kind of upload my videos. Well, I went on the journey with you this time, so when I do these readings, I do them in order. So there was Aries and Taurus, and it's like I kind of traveled around the zodiac wheel. And then now we're here at the intro, when usually I record my intro first and then I record all the videos. So that was just something there that was kind of symbolic, and it made a lot of sense after doing so. So yeah, I have all the readings done, and they're very, very deep this month. This month I decided to do a 12 card spread because Pisces is the 12th house. So I use two different decks, and I'll have all that information below. If you want to know, I have the Goddess deck, which is a really cool deck, and then I have the original Rider Waite tarot. So I got 6 cards for all of you, and then I got 6 clarifying cards, and then this month it was Gemini and Scorpio that won the giveaway. So if you're a Gemini watching or a Scorpio, you guys got extra oracle cards in your readings for being the most likes and views this month, okay? And I didn't talk much about astrology because the actual readings are about an hour long. A lot of deep stuff going on here. So, you know me, I just kind of record and talk and channel the message. So I wanted to make sure I really covered all the astrology in March in this intro video. And as far as the actual readings, they're very subconscious, very deep, 12 card spread there, okay? So guys, March is really interesting. March is that month. Every year, March has kind of a similar energy. I didn't really realize it in my earlier years when I was not as into astrology as I am now, but I always feel the energy pick up in March. I wasn't sure if it was because of my birthday at the beginning of the month or if it was because of spring, but it makes a lot of sense astrologically because in March, we do have a cycle completing. We have not only the ending of Pisces season, but the beginning of Aries season, which is the first zodiac sign. It's the astrological new year, the spring equinox, all of that is just days away. So we're feeling that energy. And another significant thing about March is that, well, we had no full moon in February, but we have a Virgo full moon on March 1st. So we literally entered March. It's kind of interesting. We entered in a new cycle in March. March 1st was the Virgo full moon, and full moons bring new beginnings and completions. And then at the end of the month, we have the Libra full moon on the 31st. So this month is literally, it's like, for me, there's this energy of like the in-between of whatever happens in a full moon. Like the 1st was a full moon, the 31st is a full moon. So this whole month is just kind of outlined with this full moon energy. So this is a month of completions. This is a month of new beginnings. This is a month of a cycle ending. And you know, it's always a month of cycles ending, but this year it really is. I mean, we have so many different things that are encouraging these cycles to end, which is this new moon in Pisces, this full moon in Virgo, this full moon in Libra, this astrological new year, which is symbolic for, you know, the sun entering the first house, which means it's traveled around the whole entire zodiac wheel. This happens every year on the Pisces Aries cusp. So on the 19th / the 20th, we'll have the sun enter Aries, which is literally symbolic for the first day of spring, the spring equinox. So as far as moons, we have a lot of emotion, a lot of new beginnings and endings. We have that opportunity today to plant the seeds that will come to fruition on the Libra full moon from the 17th to the 31st. We need to be manifesting a lot of stuff that we want to see come true in our fruition, okay? So Virgo full moon on March 1st. We had, for the first couple weeks of March, guys, I mean, we're looking back now. As we watch this and as I speak about this, we're looking back to our past. That first couple weeks of March were very, very intense. I mean, there was a stellium in Pisces. We had Venus, Mercury, the Sun, Neptune, and Chiron all in Pisces. We have a little bit of a stellium going on in Pisces today, too. We have the Sun and the Moon and Neptune and Chiron. So, you know, but not as powerful as Mercury and Venus being there. So until the 6th, so I think for a good few weeks or so, we had Venus and Mercury in Pisces, which is very spiritual. But Mercury and Venus entered Aries together on the 6th. And then we had a Jupiter retrograde on March 8th. And daylight savings time on March 11th. I wanted to reach that. I mean, I wanted to mention that because even something like that, it brings a different energy to our world. I mean, the sun is staying out for longer. It gets darker later, I believe. That's what it seems like to me, at least. You know, we move an hour ahead or whatever. So that is something energetic that happened on March 8th. On March 11th. Jupiter retrograde. I have Jupiter videos out, you guys, for any of you who want to know what this Jupiter retrograde is all about. Jupiter was the first planet to go retrograde in March. We had 3 long, beautiful months of all the planets moving direct. So hopefully we took that time as a big green light for the universe. We took that time to start a lot of projects and new beginnings. And now Jupiter takes its turn to go retrograde. And we also have Mercury going retrograde on the 22nd in Aries. So that's going to be interesting. I'm happy to get all these videos out before that because you know how that can be with electronics and stuff. So just be careful, guys. Make sure you're keeping your receipts to certain things and stuff like that, okay? A lot of stuff going on. So Pisces new moon today on the 17th. It's already passed. It happened at 6 a.m. And we have St. Patrick's Day on that same day. So a new moon, St. Patrick's. This is a very, very lucky new moon, you guys. Anything that we plant, anything that we manifest is very much going to come true because it's on this symbolic day for luck, right? St. Patrick's Day is not only about drinking, it's the luck of the Irish. You know, we have these 4-leaf clovers and the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow type of thing. So there's going to be a pot of gold at the end of the manifested rainbows we have this month, okay? And the next thing that we have towards the end of the month is Mercury retrograde, which I mentioned in Aries. Also on March 17th, we have Mars entering Capricorn. That was something I did not mention in the Capricorn video. So that's just something to keep in mind, guys, that Mars is entering Capricorn today. We have the sun entering Aries on the 20th. Happy Astrology Day, National Astrology Day, Astrological New Year. Happy Spring Equinox. And then, of course, that Mercury retrograde happening. So, you know, I try to keep it in order. So, yeah. Mercury retrograde happening after the equinox. And then we have Venus entering Taurus on March 31st. So we end the month there. And then interesting that Venus enters Taurus the same day that we have the Libra full moon, because that's a very Venus ruled energy. That is a very Venus, because Taurus and Libra are both ruled by Venus. So this full moon at the end of the month is very centered around abundance and attraction and beauty. So it's a very nice time to be manifesting those things from 17th to the 31st. You really want to align yourself with abundance and beauty and love and attraction. We can attract these things into our life right now, attract love. Venus and Taurus is going to be lit. And then again, that Libra full moon, it's interesting to start the month off on March 1st with a full moon. And then we end the month with a full moon in Libra. So there's these full moons, you know, that are literally impacting this whole entire month. So that tells me that this moon is, I'm sorry, this month, I keep calling it the moon month. So let me put that up here, just the moon month. Because we got 2 full moons. Now, next month, we go back to having just 1 moon, which is kind of intense having 2 full moons in 1 month, don't you think? So as far as the moons go, it definitely tells me that there's a lot of emotion, a lot of completions and new beginnings starting. We have so much, guys, and this is just the notes that I had. I talk about how this is going to personally affect us in each of our readings. Okay, the readings are quite nice this month. It was nice to do the readings first and then do the intro. So that's been nice, but that's why the videos are coming out a little bit later, because I have to wait to record my intro video, which is a part of this whole thing, right? So yeah, we definitely want to be careful. I don't know why I said that. We definitely want to be careful, huh? Well, the universe wanted to say that. I was just talking about how I had to wait to record my videos for the intro. So, I don't know. I guess there's something that we should be careful this month, you know, with ourselves and with the people around us, with all these completions going on, because, you know, Pisces season is a very, very symbolic time. You know, this is the 12th house we're talking about here, Neptune, spirituality, subconscious energy, you know. So as far as Pisces season, guys, it's very spiritual. And I hope that you can feel that kind of energy in the videos. They are kind of long, so I wanted to kind of get my intro recorded so that I can get these uploaded for you guys. You know, it's just such a spiritual time. And as a Pisces, I can definitely feel the fact that we're literally standing in between an ending and a new beginning. And there's a certain cycle that is closing out, and there's a new cycle that is literally days away from starting. So as far as our intent, guys, as far as what we're manifesting, you know, it's all about thinking about the journey. So you want to think about last March and what all that you've been through, the journey that has taken place, you know, the challenges, the obstacles, what you've overcome, your success. You know, very important right now that we're thinking back on what has happened since March 17th, 2017, and what has happened from March, basically last year, because that's the astrological new year, you know, March 20th. So whatever happened from March 20th last year to now is everything that we should be embracing and reflecting on. What is it that you still have to do work on? What is it that you still could grow? Where are areas you could still grow? What have you accomplished? What have you succeeded in? So it's our successes, you know, and it's also the journey up ahead. You know, the journey up ahead has a lot to do with what hasn't been completed this cycle. So as far as these cycles and this energy and these moons and just everything that the 12th house represents, a lot of growth going on, you guys. And I know sometimes the 12th house can make us feel very pushed and pulled and just ripped into shreds, you know. This Pisces energy is collective. And it's this time of year when we really, really start to understand at an energetic level why Pisces is all zodiac signs, you know, all zodiac signs in one. And it's because all of us go through something in Pisces season. It's not just Aries or Taurus or Gemini, or it's not just ourself or our values. You know, Pisces represents the collective. Pisces season is a very emotional time. And it's when unresolved emotions come to the surface. So March could be filled with a lot of unresolved emotions, guys. It certainly has been for me. But the thing is we're headed into the last couple of days of Pisces season. So we made it through, guys. We made it through. And, you know, the end of March is always a little bit different. The energies pick up. Aries comes in and they're so strong. They're so powerful. They're all about self. They're all about the I am. So we take what we've learned about everything on this journey and then we apply it to the Aries first house of self. So this is a new journey, a new beginning for all of us. And, you know, anytime anything passes through the 12th house and into the first house, there's a rebirth that takes place. So the sun is about to be reborn. Our awareness is about to be reborn. You know, the fact that Venus, the way that we love the goddess, we're attracting new beginnings right now because Venus has already passed through that cusp of rebirth, which is starting today from March 17th to March 23rd. There's a very mixture of Pisces Aries energy, which is very steamy and passionate. It's water and fire. It's cardinal and mutable. It's the ram. It's the two different fish. So it's about taking that cycle and charging forward to a new one with that Aries energy. So the end of March, when we finish the third decan of Pisces and we enter the first decan of Aries, there's going to be a lot of passion that comes in. There's going to be a lot of fire. There's going to be a lot of heat. You know what I mean? We have these retrogrades and stuff like that. But we're one step closer to a new journey, you guys. There's so much ending and completing in different areas of our life. So I hope I did a good job in the videos kind of explaining that, and I hope what comes up in the videos is relatable and helpful, especially because I'm a Pisces and this is Pisces season. And the fact that Pisces kind of are at home in this energy, you know, Pisces everywhere, they kind of come out in Pisces season with poetry and stories and pictures and love and water and intuition. The fish come out to swim in Pisces season. Now, we're feeling very refreshed as Pisces because we've had our solar returns. By the way, happy birthday to any Pisces watching. Happy birthday to any Aries watching. And I just want to thank any new subscribers. I love you guys all my viewers. I try to connect with you guys so deeply. Shout out to all of you who have got personal readings with me so far. It's just been one hell of a journey. And I sit back and I think of how far I've come since last March, and it's just mind-blowing. It's so great, you know, to share this journey with you all. I've been doing this channel for almost a year now, and I don't regret it. I'm so happy I pushed myself last March to do this, because I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys. I wouldn't have such a handful of people. I have almost 800 followers, and to me that's just so humbling. It's not about the number, it's not about the money, it's about the message that I have to share. So I hope you enjoy the messages that I have that came up for you this month, and hopefully I'll be back talking to you next month. There's a lot of changes going on with me, guys, and you know, I could potentially find myself in a situation where it's not as easy to read tarot, if you know what I mean. And if that does happen, if that is on my path, you know, then I will do my best to still talk to you guys and still, you know, still make my guidance available to you, because I do appreciate connecting with you all. So I want to get this video uploaded. I didn't want my intro video to be too crazy. You know, it's very important to stay clear in Pisces season. It's very important to have everything kind of straightforward, because the energy in the universe, it has already been very hectic. It's already been very fluid and watery. So I wanted to really tap into my Capricorn rising and my Taurus moon this month. But of course, my Pisces creativity is definitely shining through also. So, alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video. I am going to have a timestamp below to fast forward the intro if any of you just, you know, don't want to continue watching the intro. So, I have all the love for you guys. I hope Pisces season has been so transforming. I hope Pisces season has been spiritual. I hope you have been emotionally awakened. And I hope the cycles that are ending for you end with grace and end with love, so that you can open a new door of reality and to start this new journey on the right foot. Alright guys, I guess I will see you in your next videos, okay? Bye. Hi Virgo. Welcome to your March video. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Virgo, Virgo. A lot of feels this month, right? And I'm already feeling kind of a heaviness for my own personal reasons for this reading. But I'm honored to sit here with you today to get you some messages for March. You had a full moon, Virgo. Virgo full moons are always intense. I have an entire video about the Virgo full moon if you want to check that out. So, you know, full moon, 1st of March, there was a full moon in your sign. A lot of subconscious energy, you know. And another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is Pisces season, which is the majority of March, and the fact that Pisces is your opposite sign, which can be very energetically rough on you guys. Can be a very foreign, confusing, difficult energy for you. And I'm not only meaning Pisces in your life, but I mean in the universe. You know, Pisces is your 7th house. So you have a new moon in a couple of days in your 7th house of relationships. So definitely a time to be planting seeds for your future when it comes to the partnerships and relationships in your life, and just your shadow side. Pisces is your shadow side, Virgo. Pisces is the opposite sign of you in the universe. So whatever Pisces is, Virgo shadows. Whatever Virgo is, Pisces shadows. So when something like the moon comes into your sign, it's a very reflective time, which is okay because you're a very reflective sign. We have Leo underneath you. Virgo, Leo energy for sure. Balancing between the inner strength. So there's a lot here about inner strength and reflecting on your own strength too, Virgo, in March, which we really have no choice but to do in Pisces season. And also a need to balance out your grounded foundation, okay? Very much a need to do that. And the Ace of Swords coming out for you as a symbol of communication. So, of course, communication comes up for Virgo often. So I have the Hermit card here. Right? We're using 2 different decks this month, and this deck is really cool. It's the same cards but in a different way. So here you are, and then we have the 6 of Wands underneath you, Virgo. So I feel that there is certain victory hidden for you in March, and there's also, you know, this is the Judgment card here. This card here. So this is like a second chance at something victorious in your life in March. So this energy is not, and then we have the Magician and the 6 of Pentacles again. So the 6 of Pentacles is definitely a card coming up for you. The need to balance your finances, balance your, you know, you are Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, very grounded energy. So there's a need to ground and there's a need to balance your foundation this month because there's so much water energy. Second chance at victory. You know, maybe victory coming back from the past. We have Mercury retrograde this month. We have 2 full moons this month. Full moon in your 2nd house of finances at the end of the month. So, you know, that's really bringing that earthy energy to the table this month. But for the first half of March, there was like so much energy in Pisces. There was a stellium there. So it was like the Sun, Neptune, Chiron, Venus, Mercury. So at the beginning of the month, your ruling planet was opposite of you in your 7th house. Which, you know, opposing energies, kind of like you are for me. Like, I remember when there was a lot of Virgo energy about 6 months ago in September. And it can be very, very, you know, it's like you become a reflection of this energy for the universe. And it can become kind of difficult because the universe is pulling you in a direction that you're not used to. It's like, I don't want to be this. I want to be me. And I think that's what's happening with Virgos everywhere, is that this Pisces energy is just, you know, it's almost Aries season. But, you know, this reading is going to have everything to do with Pisces season in March. It's going to have everything to do with Aries season and a little bit of April too. So self-reflection for sure upon your own strength, and self-reflection because of the moon as well. So even reflection when it comes to your foundation, when it comes to your personal finances and what you possess personally. And it's like your own inner light. And it could even be isolation, Virgo. That's what you symbolize, is like solitude as the Hermit card. Which when you spend time in your own solitude, that is the time where the universe can most self-reflect with you. It can send you the most downloads. That's when you're most strongest. I'm not sure if you have Leo energy or Leo individuals. Leo is your 12th house. And the 12th house is very activated right now in March because of the Pisces energy. Pisces is the 12th house. So a lot of subconscious energy kind of flowing out into the conscious. Especially because we have like Mercury going retrograde back into the past soon. Jupiter's gone retrograde. So a lot of different energies here, Virgo. And I just kind of wanted to send my best out to you because I know that this can be very challenging. So I felt led to kind of light some sage for you here at the beginning of this video, just so that the energy can be cleared for you. And I'm going to send that intent out into the universe as well, because I know March is such a heavy month for everyone, and it's even heavy for Pisces. So I know it's heavy for Virgo and for Gemini and for everybody. So I just wanted to light some sage here, which will help me, because listen, me and you, there's like a lot of energy going on, especially when there's a full moon opposite of Pisces, while all the sun and everything is in Pisces. That was a stellium of energy all opposite of you. And I'm not sure how many astrologers are talking about that with you this month, but some astrologers don't even know that Pisces is the opposite of Virgo, and that this season is, sure, it's good for you in some ways, but as far as all the emotion and everybody and their feelings, and it's just like, nothing really changes in Pisces season. The only thing that changes is our perception towards emotion. So when it comes to that with you, Virgo, you know, you're a lot about your character. So I think this month is about your emotional character and your mental character. And also, as we move into Aries season, we're going to be moving from your 7th house to your 8th house. So this takes a shift here. For instance, Mercury and Venus have already moved from your 7th house of relationships into the 8th house of hidden intimacy. And so your mind could have taken a shift towards the end of March, towards, you know, less about the partnerships and relationships in your life and more so about the secrets and intimate information that you may have. It's in a very hidden part of your chart. So as far as Venus in your 7th house, sure, it could have attracted new people into your life. It could have added certain loving energies to certain relationships and partnerships you have. Venus and Mercury are hanging out together in the sky right now. So there's a need to love the way that we think. And there's a need to, you know, reflect, especially Mercury going retrograde in Aries. So this is Mercury going retrograde in your 8th house, which is going to cause you to travel back into the past and reflect over mental darkness, because that's exactly what Mercury becomes in somebody's 8th house, is mental darkness. So, you know, Virgos are all about their mind. They're all about their mental stability. So if you've been feeling kind of lost in the dark, or if your mind's just kind of in a dark spot right now, it's because of all this opposite energy. And then, you know, all this energy is going to move out of Pisces except for Neptune. But eventually even Chiron, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, all these energies are moving from Pisces to Aries, which is a rebirth happening. You know, we're moving from the 12th and last zodiac sign to the first zodiac sign, which is a new beginning. You know, this is the astrological new year. So there's certain cycles ending with all of us collectively. Like our universe has literally, we've all experienced our solar returns now. So there's a new year energy coming up here. And I think this is going to be a very new, grounded beginning for you, Virgo. It's all about the seeds that you're planting at the end of this month with this new moon in Pisces and this Libra new moon or Libra full moon in your 2nd house. So it's like finances and relationships coming up a lot for you, a lot of hidden energy that maybe Virgo doesn't really like to, you know, expose. So, okay, well, this is something coming out here. So we have the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles that just flipped over. So this is very Pisces Virgo energy, or just water earth energy, very fertile. So it sounds like a good thing, right, to be fertile like that. But there's this nutrients that takes place when earth and water get around each other. And sometimes earth and water can kind of look for that nutrients in each other. But the more you try to kind of own it, the more you try to control it, the more you take away from the true essence of earth and water. I mean, have you ever went out into nature and just, you know, reflected on where earth and water is? Like if you go by a stream and it's like the earth and water are friends, you know what I mean? Earth gives water a place to travel. It gives water a foundation. And water gives earth the sense of vitality. It gives earth the sense of replenishment. You know, the earth is watered by these energies in our universe. So earth and water are opposite energies in the sky. And March has a lot to do with earth and water because it's Pisces season, which is the ultimate water sign, right? There's so much water in Pisces. And then we had that Virgo full moon in March. So I'm seeing that March is a big month here for you about grounding your emotion. And I'm not sure if you're with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or if there's a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but I'm seeing a water earth relationship here because there's the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So if you're this King of Pentacles, this grounded, logical, stable, powerful energy, you know, this is very, very logical. This is someone who has their finances under control, someone who's very realistically grounded, with someone who's very, very emotional, very, very, and this could be two different parts of you, Virgo. Some of you may have water moons, or you may have water rising signs. But there's earth and water coming up here, and I see this strongly as a couple because this is a king and a queen. And these are not facing each other. So this king has like turned his back, this queen has turned her back. See how that is going? So if the cards were like this, then they'd be facing each other, but that's not how they came out. So some of you are with water signs that, you know, you're not just seeing eye to eye lately in March. And I think it's because of this heavy energy. It's like, if it's a Pisces, then you have to understand that this energy is creating something for Virgo and Pisces. Like, Virgo is not their self in March. Pisces is not their self in March, because the universe is focusing so hard on your guys' metaphorical energy that it's causing you to focus on what you naturally are. So Virgo wants to focus more on this pinnacle. And there's someone you guys are with who wants to focus more on this cup. What you feel and what you see. Which is interesting, because it brings up the idea of seeing is believing, right? But there's things that we feel inside, and there's things that we see in our reality. And that is what's really coming up here with the Virgo Pisces energy, is just, you know, when Virgo and Pisces get together, it's the symbolic, it's like infinity, right? Virgo understands life to the fullest. Like, you guys understand this physical realm. The King of Pentacles is a good card to come up to show that, because you guys understand money. You understand work. You're the sixth house of self. I'm sorry, why do I keep saying that? I don't know. I think it's because Aries season is coming up. But the sixth house of service, of health, not self, health. So you kind of represent an ending too, Virgo. You represent the ending of the first half of the zodiac wheel. And then Pisces represents the second half of the zodiac wheel, the ending of that. So Virgo and Pisces are essentially the most evolved earth and water sign. Like, as a Virgo, you are definitely seeing a plane right now here. So, you know, things taking flight. Definitely things taking flight here with the emotions. But as a Virgo, you know, there are certain things you understand about this reality. Just like as a Pisces, there are certain things that Pisces understands about emotions and spirituality and, you know, the deep subconscious. But together, it's a really strange energy. And it appears that these two things are so opposite from each other, because their backs are turned. But there's a lot of similarities here too. They're both on a throne. They're both surrounded by what they're comfortable with. You know, they're both holding something of value to them. Only the king, you know, the King of Pentacles values this earth energy, this pinnacle, which is just symbolizes something that's real. Virgo, you do better when you can see something, because you guys are very realistic people. You're very analytical, and you critique things to their perfect, you know, you're able to critique something to perfection because of how strong your mind is at seeing detail. Very quick thinkers, very logical and realistic thinkers, and you value this kind of energy because of that. It's literally the universe created this for a reason. And then there's this water energy that everyone's kind of under the influence of this month, that does more with flowing, and kind of, they don't like the realistic world. They kind of want to fantasize and heal. You know, they get more into their spirituality and the subconscious, what you can't see. So these energies together, yes, they're quite different, but the trick is to find the similarities in the energy. That's what the universe wants us to realize as earth and water signs, as Pisces, Virgo. That's why there's always a full moon in Pisces season. There's always a Virgo full moon in Pisces season, because there has to be something to ground all that emotional energy. And that's coming up here. Like, the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles literally came out, but what's concerning is the bottom of the deck, which is the Tower. So the Tower is change, right? It's the ending of a cycle. It's the crumbling down of something that was, you know, Virgo, you're all about your foundation. And I don't know what this Queen of Cups is for all of you, but that person's about their foundation too. But their foundation just looks a bit different from you. So as human beings, we all have different foundations. We build from different places in life. Some of us build passionately, some of us build mentally, some of us build by being grounded, and some of us build by going inward and feeling emotion. And in Pisces season, we all consider our emotional foundation because it's the 12th house, and Pisces is a very, very mutable water sign. So when we go through Pisces season, there's a lot of change that takes place because it's a mutable sign. Now, Virgo, you're a mutable sign too. So when I talked to Gemini, I felt a very heavy energy because what I was telling Gemini, which is another Mercury sign, Mercury is opposite of Neptune. Mercury is opposite this Jupiter Neptune energy because Mercury is it's factual. It rules thought and communication, and it rules the lower mind. Neptune is, I think Neptune and Mercury make a good pair of friends. Like, they probably hang out all the time in the universe, but they don't agree on a lot of things because Neptune likes to fantasize about things. Well, you know, like, well, what if it was this way? And Mercury's just like, but it literally is this way, dude. Like, in this realm, 2 + 2 is 4. You know, and Neptune's like, yeah, but in a galaxy far, far away, 2 + 2 is Apple. You know, and Virgo is like, you know, you guys literally, like, your foundation is strong, and it's based off of what's real because that's what's safe. And that's what's comfortable, that's what's promising and sound. I mean, as an earth sign, Capricorn and Taurus are this way too, which I have a lot of that energy in me. So I definitely understand this, you know, too much water can potentially destroy a foundation. So as an earth sign, you're literally born with the perception of a solid foundation. It's important for you to have a strong footing on this earth. And that goes hand in hand with finances and anything that has to do with reality or anything like that. So I'm not sure here, but this is the universe coming in this month. Let's see what's behind. So the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is coming up for a lot of people this month. It's like, you know, we really, this energy is very slow. And it can be very doom and gloom. You know, I'm a Pisces, but I can keep it real. Like, Pisces season is very, it's like God's voice disappears in Pisces season because not even God wants to speak about these waters right now because it's all about what you become when this water has washed over you, right? I mean, it's the last house of the zodiac, so that's a very sacred place for all of us. For you, it's Leo, and I don't know what your 12th house is in your chart, but the 12th house is where we leave everything behind. So that's a very important place. You know, the 12th house is kind of a foundation. It's the foundation for our subconscious. So I feel that this is coming in very quickly in March. Something, and this was just a message for some of you. This, I was shuffling, and the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles comes out, and then at the bottom of the deck is the Tower. So I think this is just Virgo and Pisces energy, earth and water energy coming together in March, and, you know, together destroying what is no longer real, what is no longer emotionally valued. So, you know, aside from this being a Virgo Pisces or water sign energy, this is also you grounding your emotions in March and you valuing your emotions just as much as you do everything else. So yes, this King of Pentacles is so about Pentacles. He is the King of Pence. He loves gold. He loves earth. He loves grounded family, values, character, integrity. That's very earth. It's like rich soil. This is so fertile. This energy is so fertile. So it shows me that Virgo's growing a lot in March as well. Emotions can do that to a person, you know. So this is about grounding yourself in the emotion in March, at least for the first half of March. And I'm going to tell you, I believe that this gets better. I believe as we get closer to Aries, you know, the spring is coming. The spring equinox is on the 20th. That's like days away. So there's going to be this, like, you know, animals start to wake up. You know how you are as an earth sign. You love nice weather. The weather's getting nicer and nicer by the day. I literally see the trees coming back to life. I see the grass coming back to life. Flowers are going to be growing, and certain animals and birds. And, you know, there's just a life that gets brought back in the spring. So there's like this rebirth happening with our earth. And as an earth sign, you are very connected to Mother Earth. So, you know, you'd be wise to keep in mind what's going on with our earth if you ever want to wonder what it is that's going on with you as an earth sign. Because I guarantee you'd see some similarities in your life if you took a glance at, you know, if you just kind of learned from the earth. You know, when earth goes through these seasons, you know, when we go through the fall, there's a lot of transformation. Everything's going to sleep. It's time to rejuvenate and relax and heal. Well, when the spring comes, it's like it's like a huge yawn. And you're waking up and you're stretching and like life is being poured into you. So, you know, as an earth sign, water is beneficial to you. It's just about learning your own unique way to deal with this water energy. I mean, and it's perfect because this is a queen and a king. So what that's telling me is that there's a union here. It's like some kind of match, because this could have been any cup card, right? We might see cups and pentacles a lot in your reading, but it's literally the queen and the king. So very beautiful. And you want to be careful not to fall apart. You know, you want to be careful not to fall apart emotionally or fall apart physically or mentally, okay? Because there's a lot changing here. There's a lot taking flight here in March. It's soaring through the sky, through the universe. And it's going to take both emotions and grounding. It's going to take physical reality and spirituality to help you through March and through April. This new year, this trip around the sun, come Aries season, you know, it's a new cycle. And I think Virgo learned a lot about their emotion. You know, since, I don't know where you were last Aries season, but I'd be willing to think that you're a lot more grounded now. And you're a lot more grounded emotionally. You know, you're a lot more, I don't know, I think you're expressing your emotions a little bit more like this Queen of Cups. Possibly just a lighter energy, you know, because the King of Pentacles can be kind of rough around the edges just because of how distant he can be sometimes, because he's always in his mind about, you know, what's real and what are the details of this situation. But the Queen of Cups is more flowing. So to mix these two energies would be very wonderful. So that was interesting there to come out. And just be careful not to lose your groundingness, because we have that Tower. So as far as anything that falls apart emotionally for you, Virgo, in March, you know, it was orchestrated by the universe. The Tower comes in when there's nothing else left to, like, you know, the universe literally has to remove this from your life because it's just too unstable. So I think there's a lot of things that are no longer stable for Virgo that are just going to crumble down effortlessly in March, no matter who it is or what it is, if it's a job, a person, place, or thing, an emotion, a house, a family member, whatever. There's a lot. It could be thoughts, it could be ideas, it could be a perception that's falling down. But whatever that Tower is for you, I feel a good energy with it. I feel that it's going to be a lot easier. Like, it's harder to, it feels a lot heavier, you know, to keep a foundation together that's falling apart. I mean, for an earth sign, I can only imagine, you know, because you're aware of this foundation. So it's not like you can ever shut off the knowledge that this is just not right. Like, you literally rely. I mean, how do you feel when you're crossing a bridge or when you're climbing a rock and then the rock moves a little bit? There's this thing that happens that you literally know as an earth sign, like, no, this is not solid ground. You know, it's kind of like an iced over lake. So your emotions can be iced over right now, Virgo. And it's like, you got to be careful crossing that lake because you don't know where the thin ice is. All of it looks the same. Water can be very, very tricky. So there's a need to really watch your footing this month, whether you're walking on iced over emotions or whether you're walking on solid ground. Because it could be so possible this month, Virgo, that everything beneath you just crumbles. And I know that's scary, but it's about picking yourself back up. So let's see what the universe has to say to you, because that's just kind of my channeled message. But I'm going to get 6 cards from this deck. And, okay, I don't know what this message is, but, okay, this must be your first 3 cards, because we have the moon there and a new beginning. So it's interesting that I said it's about picking yourself back up, because I literally pictured the Fool card happening after that Tower. So your first 3 cards are here. And we have the Chariot card underneath. So this is a Cancer energy, and this is also a victorious energy over your emotions and having control over something in your mind. So I think you're going to have mental victory. And this is also just very fast movement. Okay? So, and the moon is also a Cancer card. So there could be, I don't know if some of you have Cancer energy or if there's just Cancer energy around you. It could just be, you know, your view of these emotions. But we'll see here what the rest of the universe has to say. Let's get 3 more cards for Virgo. And what I was saying is that I'm going to get 6 cards from this deck, and then I'm using this deck to validate them because Pisces is the 12th house, so I'm getting a 12 card spread for you. So let's see here, universe. This is for Virgo, March 2018. And I mean, this reading is quite special because, you know, you have a full moon. Obviously, the moon is playing an effect for you. It's kind of hard to escape these emotions when the moon is in your first house, which was this happened literally the 1st of March. Now we have the Judgment card coming out, which is a second chance. It's something being reborn. So there's like some new beginnings happening for you in March, Virgo, and also something coming back from the past, or just a second opportunity, something that you thought was dead that is not dead, because the angels, and you are an angel, Virgo, right? So we have this 3 of Cups, a lot of emotion, but celebrating that emotion though. But you are an angel, and this angel, I think this is Archangel Gabriel. I don't know. It could be Archangel Raphael, but you are an angel, you know what I'm saying? And we have a full moon in Libra at the end of the month, which is an Archangel moon. So that moon is going to be equally as important to you. I mean, angels, archangels, archangels are very powerful. Some of you may be archangels, and that's just an inner knowing. I don't know. But you are angels. You are angels on the zodiac wheel. So let's get this last card for Virgo for March. Okay, and we have the Ace of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck, which is an underlying energy, we have the 7 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the 8. Yeah. This is the 8 of Pentacles. So this is hard work, you know, of course. A Virgo is always at hard work, you know, and that's self-work. So we'll talk a little bit about that towards the end of your reading, but that's the underlying energy, and it has everything to do with these cards on the table. So let's clarify these for you, Virgo, and then we'll kind of take it one by one and explain. I'll just channel what it is I see coming up. So March is kind of, you're kind of defensive, I see, with the 4 of Cups. You're distracted. There's something that you're not seeing. Just let me focus here, and we'll talk in just a little bit. Show me the 4 of Cups. Okay, see, when you focus, the cards come out. So yeah, we have the 5 of Cups coming out for the 4 of Cups. So there's like some synchronicity going on there and some numerology moving from the 4 of Cups to the 5 of Cups. And I know you're feeling kind of burdened emotionally right now because we have the 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I know that there's some exhaustion going on there emotionally. Like the weight for Virgo is so heavy in March, it's like not even funny. So Knight of Cups on the Moon card. So I'm already getting a lot of different channeled messages for you. 8 of Swords, 6 of Swords. Okay. So, alright. 2 more cards and then we'll get going. Show me this 3 of Cups. Okay, so Knight of Wands. Okay, celebrating a new passionate beginning towards the end of March. And then, okay, so you have the moon twice. So Pisces energy coming up very, very strongly for you, Virgo. And not only Pisces, it's also just the moon. Like the moon is all about reflection, right? So it's interesting that it came up in both the decks for you though. So the moon energy, whether it be a Pisces, whether it be water, you know, and underneath the moon we have the Queen of Pentacles. So you are trying to remain grounded with this water energy, and I'm sure you're doing just a fine job because you're used to water opposing you. So Virgo handles a lot of emotional weight pretty easily, I would say, because of the energy that's opposite of you in the universe. Just like Pisces, you know, I think Pisces handle harsh reality a lot because they're used to Earth being opposite of them. You might not do well utilizing these energies because it's kind of foreign, but you are used to it being the opposite of you. The moon, all of it. You're used to that. So, okay. And we have the Queen of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, validating the Ace of Cups. So let's take a look here. Beginning of your reading. Now, I look at this a little bit like the beginning of March, but honestly, you can feel any of these energies at any time. Time is fluid. So if this relates to you, whatever you feel, Virgo, just follow that intuition, because you secretly have that intuition. You know. So whatever way you interpret this, that's the way that is for you. And I'm just going to kind of explain this in general for Virgo and see if there's anything I pick up on. So I'm not sure if this is how the month began for you guys, or if this is just an overall energy in March, but this is the Four of Cups. And it's interesting we have you sitting here by a tree. I very much think this is Virgo, and it's so interesting. Oh, the beginning of the month, there's this cup trying to be offered to you. Do you see that here? The Four of Cups talks a lot about this ace. This is the Ace of Cups in disguise. It's a cup coming out of the universe. There's this hand, right? There's this hand coming out of the sky. But the thing about the Four of Cups is that this dude over here, right? He's got his arms crossed. He's got this concerned look on his face. His legs are crossed. So as far as body language, he's so defensive. There's something he's just not open to, and he's just trying. There's a lot of that in your cards too, Virgo, that you are literally trying to hang on to this earth energy. So, you know, you do what any Virgo would do when they're feeling overwhelmed emotionally, and you go out into nature. So this guy has, you know, he's kind of just, he sits under this tree and he's in deep thought, and nobody knows it because he's a Virgo, and he's not going to tell anybody because that might be weak, right? But you're thinking about these emotions secretly. That's what Virgo does. That's why you guys are the hermit card, because you need to go inward when it comes to everything. When it comes to your mind, everything's very inward with Virgo. You know, that's why you guys hold so much in. That's why you guys think a lot. It can kind of get overwhelming a little bit. But if you look at it in a different way, like the fact that you just do well more on your own in isolation, it kind of gets a little bit more understanding. But I know it can get a little heavy too, especially when you're focused on these emotions. So Pisces season, you're definitely focused on this Three Cups down here. And you have the Three of Cups in your reading. So I'm not sure if some of you are very much thinking about a celebration. Like you want to be happy. You want to connect with those around you emotionally. But there's still something keeping you distracted and defensive. You know, it could be the emotion themselves. This could be a third party situation that you're stuck thinking about. Like you yourself in another party, or you in two different emotions you feel. But this is the Four of Cups. So there's a cup that you're not seeing here, Virgo, because of how much these cups are demanding your attention. And it might not even be demanding your attention. You might just be giving too much of your thought. And you're all about thought, Virgo, because you're ruled by Mercury. So you're in a very earthy environment. You're trying your best to stay grounded. You're thinking underneath this tree. In the universe, like I told you, when you're in isolation, because you're all alone here. So when you're on your own like this, that's when the universe tries to give you things, because you align yourself. Sometimes when we're around too many energies, and when we're surrounded by too many different types of people, or just negative influences, well, the universe, it's literally impossible for the universe to reach us, because the noise is too loud. But when you isolate yourself, that's when the universe starts bringing things into you. So at the beginning of the month, there was this new emotional situation. The universe was trying to get you to see this emotion with the moon. You know, the moon, this is the 1st of March. March was a very, hey Virgo, can you feel me? Like there's these emotions just calling you to feel them and to express them, but you're just thinking about it first, which I understand as a Virgo, because Virgo needs to think about things before they express them, before they feel them. And it's because you're ruled by Mercury. So, you know, sometimes you can be very in your head, especially about emotion, but you're distracted here. This is a distraction. There's an emotional distraction in March, especially in the beginning, okay? Because the Ace of Cups was trying. So this is new love. Someone or something in your life, there's some kind of new emotion trying to get to Virgo. But, you know, as far as the beginning of March, Virgo just was very deep into thought because of this heavy energy, because of the moon in your first house. So you were kind of emotionally unavailable. and you were just kind of, you know, probably more so thinking about emotion from the past or emotion that has tipped over. Because I see the Three of Cups 3 times in your reading. So we have these 3 cups down here, right? So there's 3 cups. There's 3 different emotions, 3 different feelings, third party situation. I don't know if you feel 3 different ways about something, but take a look here. And then the card that came out with that is the 5 of Cups, which talks a lot about these 3 cups over here that have spilled out. So there's something that you're very, very focused on in March that has to do with these 3 of Cups. It could be a third party situation. It could be a celebration that didn't go, something that you wanted to celebrate, that you want to be happy and positive about it, but the way you really feel inside is just not matching that. You feel very depressed and emotionally drained and tipped over and sad about that. And that's showing here in this card. The same 3 cups. So not only are you really focused on that, but now it's consumed you to the point where it's so sunny out and the sun is coming, you know, the sun is here, but you don't feel warm and you don't feel happy, you don't feel love, because you're very focused on these 3 cups down here, which are the same 3 cups over here, except for they've knocked over. So I think here you were just really, really afraid that these cups would knock over. So afraid that you're not even realizing the new emotional opportunity coming to you. So there's 2 cards here where there's still, like, you're focused on a negative emotion, right? And that's something Virgo can do a lot, because you're just not, you know, that's not really the thing that you're best at, right? We all have areas in life that we could kind of improve on. And for a lot of Virgos that I know, they always, some of them openly say this to me, that their emotions are just not their strong suit, you know. All their life they've had to kind of like hide their emotions, so you secretly are all inside your head about it. You think a lot about it and you feel it strongly, but you don't express it. You don't get to connect with other people emotionally because of how you've been made to feel in life, right? So I understand why you're so in your head about this, but just make sure you're not completely overlooking what the universe has in store for you, because there's this 2 of Cups relationship here. There's still 2 cups here. You have not lost everything emotionally. The sun is still shining, and yeah, these 3 cups are knocked over, but cups can always be refilled, Virgo. Emotions are, you know, we always feel emotion. So it's kind of silly to get caught up in a negative feeling when we all, throughout life, if our feelings were mapped out, I mean, there's so many ups and downs, there's so many wins and losses that you kind of just have to take some and win, like you win some, you lose some type of thing. And it's about looking at that in an honest way. Like, I know all this emotion can kind of change the way that you perceive life, but still be that Virgo that's able to see things for what they are, okay? Don't let this emotion confuse you or overcloud you. It gets a lot harder to see underwater, right? But you can see fine when you're standing on top of a hill, bird's eye view. So it's about incorporating this emotion into your reality, but not becoming either or, just kind of being the middleman, right? Being that angel that doesn't have to feel, that doesn't have to be here on earth. You're just some kind of in-between ultimate being. So no need to get caught up, Virgo, in this like this emotion, you know, because the universe is, you're an angel and the universe has always got your back, even emotionally. You might not see that a lot, but there's emotional rewards for you. And there's a cup being in both of these situations. You're feeling kind of down, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling defensive, you're feeling sad, you're feeling distracted, but the universe is still here. The sun is shining in both of these pictures. So, you know, Virgo, it's just about seeing the good and the bad, and, you know, just balancing it out, which is always a good thing to do when we're in this kind of energy. This, you know, Pisces is a dual sign. So Pisces, they have 2 sides. Like, there's this happy, sad, this up and down, this yes and no, you know. So we have the moon now coming out for you, which is symbolic for the moon in Virgo on the 1st. It's symbolic for your soul, what you feel, what's hidden, secrets, illusions, Pisces season. You know, this is symbolic for your intuition, spirituality, your emotions. So, you know, I'm not sure if you have a Pisces in your life, or if this is just Pisces season, or if this is talking about the 1st moon in March or the 2nd moon on the 31st. This could be the Pisces new moon. The Pisces new moon is on the 17th. So good time there, Virgo, for you to reflect and for you to plan, you know, you need to set your intent for your future. because you don't ever want to get caught up in what things are now, because we can always wake up and start a new life. We can always, we're one decision away from a completely different life. So I don't want you, sometimes you're so grounded, Virgo, that you can think that reality is the same. Like, you are the 6th house, so you have full knowledge of lifestyle. But if there's anything I know about lifestyle, is that it's mutable. You're a mutable sign, so our emotions can change about our lifestyle just as much as our foundation can. Like, this is all open to change. So the way you feel is going to change, Virgo. Just think about the last time you felt sad. I'm sure you got through it somehow. So just be careful of this hidden, mysterious energy, because we're heading into Aries season as well, which is your 8th house. A lot of hidden, Mercury's in your 8th house. So this is coming up here. It's going to be different for all of you. Could be a Pisces, could be hidden, could be secrets, could be intuition. But the moon is here, and it's mixed with the sun. So it's about seeing what's beneath the surface, not only in others, but in yourself. Now this came out with the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is another Pisces card. So Pisces is coming up so strongly for your guys' reading. And I think it's because it's Pisces season. And because Pisces is your opposite sign, and because this is a mutable season. So it's all about mutable. It's all about being open to change right now. And the more you resist change, even change in your foundation, Virgo, even change in your emotions or mental change, you have to be open in Pisces season, because the universe is trying to push you to a new life, a life that's better. Don't you want this year to matter? You went through everything you went through for a reason, and now the effect of that is coming in, and sometimes we can be a little bit resistant to that because we're hanging on to things that we know. But there's a need here to be open to newness, be open to new emotion coming in, which is the Knight of Cups. This is emotional action. This moon in the beginning of March really did, it affected Virgo, and it kind of woke you guys up emotionally to things that you might not have seen before. Pisces season has done that, and there might be a new love coming in from a Pisces or from a Cancer or from some psychic water energy. Or this could be your energy in Pisces season, but the Knight of Cups is symbolic for something being offered to you emotionally. Now this can be the universe offering you something emotionally, but I see this as the moon. Like, it's very, very clear to me that this is emotion coming in the first 2 weeks of March. Some kind of, there's a need here to take emotional action. And you need to take emotional action towards the feelings that you have kept a secret. There are certain things that you feel beneath the surface that the moon has exposed. And, you need to take action with that, like this knight is. And you might even be offering your love to someone, or someone might be offering their love to you. And it could be behind the scenes. It might be like a hidden love. Leo had that same message. Leo had a hidden love. Because Pisces season kind of brings that out, you know what I mean? Especially because it's your 7th house. So, of course, Pisces is your 7th house of relationships. So, there is new relationships coming. There's new love coming for Virgo. And there's new, just new emotion shared with other people coming in with this Knight of Cups. So, I love that. So, there's literally no reason to focus on the negative, Virgo, because there's so much positive here for you as well. I mean, so much positive. So much so that we have the Fool card here. Now, this is Aries season. So we literally have Pisces and Aries season coming up for you. So this is the cusp of rebirth. We have the Judgment card here, which has to do with rebirth as well. So there's a certain risk that you need to take emotionally in March, Virgo, because the sun is shining on new beginnings. So why not leap, And I know this has to do with your foundation, because the Fool has reached the edge, and he's just like still gonna go though. Right? There's like this little dog here on your side, and you have what belongs to you, and this is like anything can happen. This is when the universe starts over on. This is the astrological new year, Aries season, spring equinox. As a Virgo, that warm earth energy is really going to inspire you to move forward, whether you can see where you're going or not. It's inspiration. It's like, fuck it, I'm just going to jump. And this might have to do with your emotions, but it's coming out with the 8 of Swords, which is another, the sun is in both of these pictures if you can take a look there. So even during the negative times, Virgo, the cards are telling me that it's still sunshine, because look at this card. This is another negative card, but look how big that sun is back there. So the sun is going to be exalted in Aries soon, and there's going to be a lot of new beginnings, you know, very warm, fun, positive, abundant new beginnings for you. And they're new beginnings because you're walking away from this mentally trapped energy. You know, this is the Eight of Swords, being blindfolded to something mentally, you know, feeling trapped. Like, look at all these swords around this person in this field. So it's like, I don't know if the sun is setting in this picture or if it's rising, but I see that there's a house way back here. So you may be feeling stuck in a home environment or like your foundation. Some of you are feeling some kind of mentally confused and trapped energy, and it's like you feel so far away from home. I mean, look how far away this house is. Look how far away the sun feels. And it's because there's something you're not seeing, and that's why the sun is shining in all these pictures for Virgo during these negative times in their life. So even when you're feeling negativity or depression or sadness, the sun is all about awareness. So the sun is trying to shine and guide you through these mental conflictions and through these hard emotions, because the universe knows you, Virgo, and it loves you, and it knows the struggle that you go through. And I know that there's this trapped feeling this month, but also the need to start a new beginning. That's very Pisces season, you know. It's about letting go of the old and embracing the new. So I think you're kind of jumping away from this Eight of Swords feeling because you don't want to be trapped in your mind anymore. You don't want to blindfold yourself anymore. You know, it's time to see the unseen. So take the blindfold off and allow the sun to expose the secrets, because we have this right by the moon too. So there's a new beginning happening here that's going to release you from a mental prison. And it's going to allow the sun to come back into your life just in time for spring, just in time, you know, for all these lovely energies. I'm going to actually light this moon incense because you have such a moon influence in your reading as it is. So now we're going to head to kind of the second week of March. So this is kind of where we are now. And this is going to be when things turn around for you, Virgo. The last couple weeks of March, like the tail end of Pisces season and the beginning of Aries season, that is the cusp of rebirth. And there's something in your life that you thought was dead that is going to be revived by the heavens. And it's like this angel of truth, because this angel is playing this trumpet, and as an angel you're going to be able to hear that trumpet sound. And you know, these people down here in their graves, you could have been in a grave. You could have been, everybody's been in a grave. It's been winter, you know, we've been hibernating. So this is a rebirth happening, being called back to life. And this is because of spring. This is because of Aries. This is because of the astrological new year. It's because of the end of a cycle. I mean, all of us are going to be kind of awakened. So there's this awakening happening with you, Virgo. And it comes out with the Six of Swords. And this card talks all about, you know, emotional movement, but in the mind. So there's something you're moving away from, Virgo. I don't know if you kind of decline a second chance or something in March, because this is a second opportunity. So I don't know if you're coming or going, but there's a rebirth taking place in a situation that you left behind mentally. So in your mind, you thought it was over. You know, there was no hope. There was no vitality in the situation, but the angels think otherwise. So, you know, I know that this is something that you left behind with regret, and it was very hard for you. But, you know, sometimes when you let things go, they come back to you in a way. And that's what I'm seeing, is this is something from your past. I mean, Mercury is going to be going retrograde around this time. So this is about traveling back into time mentally, Mercury, with emotion, like thinking about certain things. And there is a kid in this picture. There's like I don't know if it's a little boy or a little girl. I think that's a little boy. So this little boy is in this boat with you, right? And I don't know if you're entering this cave or exiting. It really depends on the Virgo. Some of you are going in this dark cave because there's something there that is a lesson for you. Some of you are coming out of a very dark time, and you're coming out into a second chance. Like maybe this trumpet is what called you, you know, it kind of woke you up mentally. And as far as this water in Pisces season, you're just using it to sail away. And it's interesting, these people are kind of in boats too down here, but they're coffins. So there's something here being awakened for Virgo, and it's like it calls you to leave or something. And then look, this is another one of those sad, depressed situations, but look how the sun is shining. So you want to follow the sun, and you want to follow what you're aware of, because I feel that there's like angelic guidance coming from the sun for you this month. And you know, you might have left a situation behind or left something mentally or emotionally, but it was for the best, and it's to get yourself to solid ground. And I think this is a second opportunity for emotional stability. This is like a second chance to find yourself in a better area in life emotionally, because the water is really rocky down here. But the point is to get yourself out of this dark cave mentally, because this is a sword energy. So I know mentally you've been feeling like this, like you're in this boat, could be a little seasick. You could even be there with the inner child in you, or you may have a child. But you know, the light, this is like the light at the end of the tunnel. There you go. Mentally, you've reached the light at the end of the tunnel because you let the sun guide you mentally. That's what I see throughout your whole reading. And now these angels are playing this trumpet for you. So I told you that things get better towards the middle of March. And then this is where the celebration comes in. So now those Three of Cups are no longer knocked over. They're no longer distracting you. Now you're celebrating these emotions. Now you're getting along with the people. This is the card for Tarot Tuesday that I pulled. The Three of Cups, celebration. This is fun. This is feminine energy. This is socializing, coming out of a really dark isolation. So you might even be feeling a little bit more social. You could be feeling a little bit more like, could be actual like maybe going to the bar, going to nice restaurants. You know, Virgo likes having that kind of fun sometimes, a little bit. So this is literally a celebration happening emotionally. Like, I see that in the beginning of March, you really tried your best to like avoid the emotion. You know, it was just a little bit too heavy at first because Pisces season came in like a punch. And let me tell you, you think of that as a tidal wave. Water can hurt. You know, have you ever jumped into a pool and you smack into the water? Man, I've done that before and my whole body was red. So water can hurt you. Water is a very strong, underestimated element. So we underestimate our feelings sometimes. And I get that at the beginning of the month, it seemed like your cups were kind of tipped over. You know, it felt like the emotion was just kind of running through you instead of out of you. And now there's a need to celebrate that. Kind of at the end of Pisces season, it's like you kind of celebrate all the emotional growth. Because that's what happens when there's an end of a cycle. You know, you kind of look back and you realize, wow, it's been one hell of a year. It's been really an emotional ride. And so you kind of, you know, you take your wins and you take your losses and you celebrate what there is to celebrate. Some of you are celebrating love. Some of you are celebrating emotional strength. Some of you are celebrating, you know, mental transformation, emotional transformation. This new love coming in. You're celebrating what the moon taught you. You're celebrating the moon's energy because you made it through a first house moon. You made it through an entire zodiac wheel. So there is lots to celebrate here, Virgo, because you've been through it. I mean, you literally have just made it out of a dark cave. Like, as soon as you make it out of this dark cave, the sun shines, and then that's when the Three of Cups comes in. So I don't really see this as a third-party situation anymore. Some of you could have kind of maybe you emotionally solved, because you know that, right, Virgo? There's a lot to analyze about emotion. I don't think you guys spend much time doing that, but if you were to analyze emotion the way you analyze a situation or a puzzle or a problem, then you'd be amazed at what you see. Just don't be intimidated by emotion anymore. That's what the moon wanted to teach you in Pisces season. That's what the moon teaches you every year in Pisces season, to embrace your emotion. But then as we go on, hopefully this doesn't happen to you this year, but as we move on and as we carry on through time, as we get back to these earth energies like Taurus season, Virgo season, you know, you might get back grounded, which is fine because you're a grounded sign. But, you know, I really think it's wise for you to take what you've learned emotionally and never forget it, because there's a celebration happening here. And you literally went from these cups being distracting and tipped over to you literally raising your glass and celebrating that this happened to you. Like, this is celebrating your losses. Like, I am so happy I lost that. I am so happy that's over. I'm so happy that emotion poured out of me. because it's like celebrating a bad situation ending. Or this card comes up when you were stressed. You were like really, really stressed for a long time. And then this Three of Cups comes out when it's time to celebrate your accomplishments and your successes and being victorious. And this card is coming out with the with the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is coming at you with action. This is Aries season. So Aries season is even more so going to allow you to see your emotion, because that's your 8th house. So this is intimate, intimate passion. This is moving forward fast and strong with fire, because it's the wand. The wands are fire energy. So you could be celebrating passion or celebrating action, celebrating the warmth. Like, this is Aries season. Aries season for sure. And Aries season is something to celebrate. It's the spring equinox. It's the astrological new year. So a lot of celebration going on here. I mean, I know there's Easter coming up and St. Patrick's Day. It could be St. Patrick's Day, because this is drinking. This card is literally 3 women toasting. So it could be a little bit of drinks there. And what you are entitled to, because it's okay to treat yourself. And it might not even be drinking. It could be anything that you could do. Some people celebrate by just not doing anything, and that's like such a Virgo way to celebrate, because you guys are always doing something. You're always busy. So it's like having a day off finally, but not in a job, in a metaphorical way. Like having a day off from this pain, having a day off from this weight, having a day off from this heaviness and emotion. But you're celebrating it. You're celebrating passionate movement, because you've been standing still. You have been in a situation that has just not changed. It's been a long year. And we're finally going to reap the rewards to all our hard work, Virgo. And I know there was areas that you could have done better in, and there were areas that you did perfect in. And just let your losses expose to you what you still have to work on. That's all it is. When you fail, quote, 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 it's not a real failure. Failure is never real failure. Failure is the essence to try again. If we all succeeded at everything all the time, we would literally never learn from our successes. The reason we value success in this life is because we have failed before. So I know there's a need to be right, Virgo. There's a need to be perfect. There's a need to be pure because of the 6th house. You can't help but to be that way. But just don't be so hard on yourself, okay? Because you deserve this passion, and you deserve to express your feelings to other people. And that's exactly what's going on in these cards here, especially after you leave this situation behind. I don't know what that's about, but you're leaving something old, and there's something coming back too, though. So it depends, but it's emotional. And either way, I see you moving from a very, very, very hard emotional situation and moving towards a more calmer waters. It's like you can learn from your emotional confusion, and it can take you to a much more calmer area in the sea. Like, don't completely leave your emotions behind, though. Because they happen to you for a reason. They're being awakened for a reason. And this is even you being called to leave a situation or something behind. It could be this situation, It depends, Virgo, but there's a lot that you're leaving behind here in March, and I'm glad, because come Aries season, it's a new cycle for you in new beginnings. So remember that Ace of Cups that was being offered to you in the beginning of the month, Virgo, that you were too distracted to see? You were emotionally unavailable, right? You were far too stuck in your mind. It's because all that moon energy, like Virgo, in the beginning of March, you just really were just, you had to be isolated. You were going through a lot. So you weren't talking to many people. You weren't expressing yourself. You were just thinking and keeping that sadness inside, but focused on the emotion. But see this Ace of Cups here? You didn't see it at the beginning of the month, and that's literally how you started your month. Well, you end your month with this Ace of Cups, the real Ace of Cups. This is one that you can't ignore because of look how much flow. So this is healing energy. You're going to heal by the end of March. This Aries season, everything you learned through Pisces season, and everything you learned through Aquarius and Capricorn and Sag and Scorpio, all the seasons, you're going to reap a reward for that, Virgo. And the love is going to be flowing again in your life. Your emotions are going to be flowing instead of blocked. And it's all because of a change of perception that you had. You're going to literally, the more and more you do this, the more you get your mind and your emotions on the same track, the more you align yourself with loving energies. You're going to see people all around you, like love everywhere. In your family, it kind of makes me emotional a little bit. Because I know that you really gave up on this. You were so distracted by this. But now it's like the universe came through for you. Like, it's okay. It's still going to be here for you, Virgo. You just had to go through this journey first, you know. But I like that the Ace of Cups was at the beginning, and you end your reading with the Ace of Cups, which is a new love coming in, a new emotional opportunity, new healing. It's just something from the universe that's coming in that really gets your emotional essence flowing. And I'm not sure if it's a person or a place or a thing, but this card also comes up for people who have held their feelings in for a very long time. Only Virgo could go through Pisces season and keep their emotions inside. Like, that's why you guys are such a badass sign, because you are opposite of Pisces. So you are born knowing how deep it can get, because you have this shadow side of Pisces that it's the side of you that you hide, the moon, right? So all those energies that Pisces represent is what Virgo has already kind of realized. That's why you guys are more about reality, because you already know about the spirit, you know? So yeah, Virgo, and I'm so like kind of attracted and proud of you for that, because I don't know anybody that can go through, except for water signs, but I don't know any sign outside of water that can go through Pisces season and kind of keep their feelings in control. Everybody else just lets them out, but you have stand still. You have moved in silence, and there's a calmness about you, and it just makes me feel certain things, you know. It makes me want to honor that Virgo side, you know, the side of me that I don't really know much about, the side of me that I don't really have that much access over. You know, it's very admirable, and I learn a lot from your guys' energy to just stay calm, you know. And I know you guys go through a lot mentally because of that. It's not easy. I'm not trying to make it sound easy, but I am trying to make it sound like a very, very good thing, a good trait that you have. Because when you stay calm during situations, and when you keep faith, and when you just mentally sort through the things you need to mentally sort through, the trumpets sound for you, and the passion comes back in, and, you know, the emotion is still there, even in a greater way. So you deserve this love, Virgo. You deserve this new emotion. You deserve this new start. And I know you lost sight of it. I know you didn't think it was coming, but it does come at the end of March. The happiness comes. I don't know what you guys all have in store for you, but it's something that, you know, we have the Queen of Swords and the Four of Pentacles coming out with that card. So it's emotion, but the universe knows you. So it's validating that emotion with earth and air, because I know you understand logic and intellect more so than you do emotion. So it's something you can hang on to, Virgo. This is a new emotional opportunity that you can hang on to. You know, that's why this Four of Pentacles lady, she's offering something, but in a way, like, she's got the death grip on there. So whatever this new beginning is for you, it's going to be very important to you. It's going to be very grounded. We have a lot of earth and water here again. So this is mental and grounded. It's like mentally grounded. You're communicating in a logical way. You're holding on to what belongs to you emotionally now. So I like to see that, because remember, I was a little afraid that you would lose this emotional intelligence, you know, because it's not going to be Pisces season again for another year. And let's face it, Cancer and Scorpio season are just kind of different. But there's a lot up ahead for you, Virgo, and there was a need to go through these emotional lessons this year and around this time, and it's something that you value now. This lady values this coin so much that even if someone asked for it, yeah, she's a Virgo, so she'll give it away. But she's got the death grip on it because she values it. It's important to her. It's important to her mentally, and it's important to her logically, and there's a value there. So it's like you're valuing your emotions now just as much as you value your mind and your mental space. It's like you've just learned so much and you've just grown. And then you have this Ace of Swords, this Queen of Swords, who is communicating. And look at you, you're on stage. So there's even a show that you're putting on mentally. You're not afraid. And you see this mask? There was a mask that you were wearing mentally that has came off on stage in front of everyone. So I know that Virgo ends March with they're ready to be who they really are. and they're ready to cut off anything that no longer serves them, which is this mask. It could be people, places, and things, but you'll have the sword to cut them off. And this mask is off and on the ground. So there's no need to hide anymore, Virgo. And you don't need to hang on to anything that's being cut away either. Because there's this new beginning coming of emotion. Coming in March for you guys. And it's something that you can hang on to logically. It's something that you'll appreciate. Something that you can work towards and charge towards. A lot of swords and pentacles for you, because it's all about your mind and it's all about your grounded foundation. And then we have the Queen of Swords again. So the Queen of Swords is coming up for you, and it's about mentally standing your ground, okay? Because now we have this Seven of Wands. So, you know, you're high up there, Virgo. Mentally, you're high up there and you got it going on, but there's always going to be people that want to knock you down, right? But don't allow them to. This is Aries season. Aries season is going to get a little bit aggressive. It's going to get a little bit competitive. But as long as you stay, you know, take everything that you learned and apply it to these battles coming up. And then we have the Knight of Swords again. The Knight of Wands. So a lot of passion here. Knight of Wands twice. And we have the Page of Cups and the Lovers. So I'm not sure if some of you are with Geminis or if there's a new love offer coming in, guys. But there is something. There is something going on, and it's all so that Virgo could work. You guys do better when you get the job done better when you just do it yourself. So there's work that you're doing here. You know, I know that you're working hard. You worked hard on yourself, and it's all about self-reflection. This is the card I really wanted to talk to you about, because there's a side of you that you're saying goodbye to forever. And, you know, you're going to have this moment like this picture here where you kind of connect. I know the moon has been showing you sides of yourself that you're letting go of. See, the moon will do that. The moon shows you a side of you that's no longer there. And this has everything to do with your emotional self, right? This is the side of you that's defensive and like worn down and sad. And look how new this person looks. You know, they're the same woman, but this side of her is just old and it's gone, so it needs to die, so that this new, stronger version of you can be lit. And you can see this. So it's about looking in the mirror this month, kind of like that Michael Jackson song, right? Looking at the man in the mirror and asking him to make a change. When it comes to you, Virgo, only you can change your own mind. And I know that for sure. You know, and when it comes to your emotions, people don't know this about Virgo, but ain't nobody going to change the way a Virgo feels either. So, you know, make sure you're just self-reflecting this month in March, because there's a lot of full moon energy. There's a lot of new moon energy. We're talking your 7th house. We're talking 8th house energy. We're talking 2nd house finances. So you want to reflect on all that. And we literally have your energy here, which is the Queen of Pentacles. And she's writing a book. So there may be something you're reflecting on when it comes to your life story. Okay, this is the Queen of Pentacles. There's a new beginning there at her feet. And this may be a story that needs to be written, Virgo. This hidden story with you. Because there's far more than what meets the eye with you, I'm seeing. And there's a lot of reflection going on. There's a lot of inner guidance taking place. So you want to let this moon, and you let your feelings, you know, this is another earth and water energy. This is a Pisces with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with a Cancer. So I'm not sure, guys, but here it is again coming up. And as far as that mental energy of being stolen from and being manipulated, whatever was done in the dark, Virgo, it will come to the light. Okay, here's the sun again. No matter where your cards go, Virgo, whatever how dark they are, there's still this hidden light. Even in this dark ass card, there's a candle there lit for you. So the universe always provides light for you, I'm seeing. Even if it's this wand. Because now we have this Page of Wands, which is a new creative beginning, a very new creative beginning, Aries season. And then the Page of Swords, so 2 pages too, with the Ace of Pentacles. So there's something you're creating, Virgo. I mean, there's some painting going on, there's some writing going on. I see 2 people writing. So there's something that you need to create and logically think about, because that's what writing is writing is a very grounded way to reflect. So I'm not sure if you write a lot or paint, but there's something you need to put these feelings into something real, which is what Virgo does. Like, that's why you're shown here working really hard, because your emotions have shown you a lot this month. And the Ace of Pentacles, okay, there's a new grounded beginning with the Fool coming in very quickly with the Eight of Wands, because the Eight of Wands is right here. And I don't want to get too far into your story there, Virgo, because some of it has to be left up to you, right? So I'm just going to end this by saying that there's a lot of reflection work taking place on the table. All of these cards had to do with, you know, the reflection of your own self-work. It has nothing to do with anybody else, Virgo. There might be people causing you other things. It might seem like it's about others right now, but it isn't. It's about you. And it's been about you, and this journey belongs to you. And everything that you've been through, every feeling, every doubt, every challenge, every obstacle, it was literally designed to make you someone who is strong right here. These last cards you have right here is what you walk away with, which is something to hold. This is like one of the best cards you can get mentally, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. So as far as emotionally, you're doing great. You're healing. New emotion comes in. As far as, you know, grounded wise, you know where your foundation is now, and you're not even going to let it go, because you know where your emotional and mental foundation lie. So that, I feel, is what your reading is, Virgo, for March. And I was very looking forward. Yours is a little bit longer than everybody else's, but, you know, well, what do you expect when there's like a full moon and stuff in your sign? So I don't care. I just wanted to record for you and channel some things for you, but that's the journey I have for you in March. Those are the lessons. That's what's going on. So I really hope it was helpful and relatable. And I hope March wasn't too hard on you guys. I know Pisces is your opposite sign, and there's like a lot of heavy energy. I know there was a full moon in your first house and in your second house of finances, so work might pick up for you guys come the end of March. And I think that's going to actually be in your favor. I think it's going to be more money. I think it's going to be just better. A lot of shifts happening for the better. So I hope you guys have a great astrological new year, new beginnings. Make sure you're celebrating everything new in your life and anything old that's getting the fuck away from you. And make sure you're treating yourself with kindness, Virgo, because, you know, you're not always the kindest to yourself, which makes people not treat you the kindest. And, you know, it all starts with you. And take that Ace of Cups, man. Take the Ace of Cups, because I know that the universe loves you, because it even allowed you to ignore it, and it still gave it to you at the end. So this Ace of Cups is very important. These emotions are very important for you, and you would be so silly not to mentally and groundedly accept that. I don't think you're going to, though. I don't think you're not going to accept it. I think you are. I think you've spent a lot of time self-reflecting, so you know you understand this emotion in a different way now, and you're inviting it in now, which I'm so proud to see. A lot of emotional offers here on the table, and I have every faith in you that you're going to walk away from what it is that no longer serves you. You're good at seeing that, Virgo. Just let the light guide you, because you've reached the end of the tunnel. You've reached the light at the end of the tunnel, and the journey was so strengthening. Oh my goodness. So if you have any questions, Virgo, or any input, or you just want to reach out and talk to me, I have all my information below in the description box. You know, just like my email and stuff like that. So I would love to talk to you guys. I don't have many Virgos in my life, but the ones that are in my life, they definitely leave a strong influence. So, you know, I have a love for Virgo that is, seriously, I mean, the Queen of Cups came out, the King of Pentacles came out at the beginning of this reading, which spoke directly to me in my situation. So yeah, I just hope Earth and Water did a good job. I hope the universe is proud of us. And other than that, Virgo, I hope you have a great rest of the month, and a happy new moon in Pisces and full moon in Libra. Happy astrological new year. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And happy life. So I will talk to you whenever I talk to you, Virgo.